The two projects are Dark Odyssey and Clementine's Nightmare. Now, before I kick off, I'm not a financial advisor, do your own research, all that good stuff. Also, a disclosure too, I'm a casual gamer, not a hardcore gamer. Now, I think these are great for me as NFTs, and I think these will be great for hardcore gamers and NFT collectors that aren't necessarily hardcore gamers. Let's get into it. Now, when it comes down to Dark Odyssey, it is a 4,444 item NFT, and you'll use that NFT as your kind of character when you play Dark Odyssey, and they want to make it a kind of a player versus player, so you can kind of fight other people that hold the other NFTs, and essentially you can fight other people, win competitions, win ETH, things like that. It will be minted at 0.08 ETH each, and there's a very interesting way that they're actually doing the mint, and then sort of copyright, all that good stuff as you would expect. Now here is a preview of what the art will look like. Now heading down to the roadmap, what happens is there will be airdrops to begin with, because as it says in the roadmap, every warrior needs a trusted ally on their side. What they're also going to be doing is doing some whitelists for people that are within Dark Odyssey, and people that are holding the legendary 1-of-1s will have guaranteed whitelist spots, and this will make sense a little bit later. Now the focal point of Dark Odyssey is the game. Now players without a Dark Odyssey NFT will play as a default character, but won't have access to the monthly competitions, things like that. So it's nice that people can actually kind of play, but the ones that have the NFTs will be able to kind of go that step further, so it's not locking everyone out, which is good. And then when it comes down to it, a percentage of the royalties will then go into the fund to kind of fund these sort of competitions. Now look, this is where I get to the good stuff. It comes down to the team. Now when it comes down to the team, what gets me super bullish is Ryan D Crypto is the founder. Now, me and Ryan are friends. Big shout out to Ryan. He's also another YouTuber. He's also filled out the team with another founder. Then you've got the website dev, you've got the smart contract developer, then you've got the game developer, and all of the art direction. Now, this is really good. It's not just sort of one or two people or even three people. Everyone's got their role. Everyone can execute. Now, when it comes down to Ryan, Ryan has 105,000 followers on Twitter, very active on Twitter, really cool guy. Ryan on YouTube has 30,000 subscribers. Now, usually at this point, I'd be kind of going, oh, someone's just kind of got a lot of subscribers and they're going to be cashing in. But this next part, and it's these little nuanced things that make sense when it comes down to the project. If you actually jump into Dark Odyssey on their Discord, what you can see here is there was a sneak peek. The post was on the 30th of September. Now, we're currently in January. The fact that they've had October, November, December, and they're still running into January, and they would have been working on this beforehand, not just kind of starting this at the end of September, shows the effort and the foresight going into this. The fact that Ryan and the team actually want to put out a quality project, a quality product, and actually execute it properly. The fact that you can kind of read into this and see that it has gone that far back. And the same thing when you go on to Dark Odyssey's Twitter, they have 12,000 followers, joined in September 2021. Now this is good, this is amazing. This shows that they have been around the traps and they are doing it. And this is why I'm bullish on this project, because a project that kind of starts an account in January, mints in January, it's not always going to be a rug pull, but it feels like it could be a rug pull because it's easy to kind of come in and do this. The fact that they've been around, they've thought this through, and they want to execute on it, that's what's good. Now look, that isn't even the best part coming from a degen like myself. What Ryan's doing is they're doing an interesting way to mint, and I'll read this out. On mint day, the process will go as follows. The game drops on our website and batch 1 opens. Once 1,111,000 players beat the game, the batch will fill and the game will be closed for 12 hours. Those in batch 1 will have 12 hours to mint upon beating the game. Once those 12 hours have passed, the next batch of 1,111 opens. This process repeats until sell out. Now, this could change, but the idea is that they want to do a play to mint. Now, what is great is if you actually head over to the website, they've got a demo of the game that you can kind of play. Now, what's crazy is the fact that you're going to need to beat this game to be able to mint. This stops people from botting it. It stops people from just kind of low effort minting this project. He actually wants gamers to come in and play it. Now, Ryan was kind enough to give me access to the full game to kind of have a play out while I was kind of doing the research for this video. And the thing is, this game is hard. Now look, I'm a casual gamer and I usually play on consoles, and the fact that I was kind of playing on a PC and I couldn't even finish level 1 shows you just how hard it is. The learning curve is quite sharp and quite steep. So the fact is they're wanting to make this a reward. When you beat the level and you beat it and you get that mint, you want to hold on to it. You feel like you've actually achieved something, and building a tight community of gamers. It's one of those things where I wouldn't even be mad if I couldn't beat the game to mint it, because it's going into the hands of people that actually want to play the game, that can play the game, and they can have the skills. Now, what I will say is that Ryan is talking to the devs to kind of tweak it up to make it a little bit easier to actually kind of get to the finish, because the fact is there might be people that actually don't get to the finish and they'll kind of run out and not actually be able to mint the project. So that could be an issue that comes up, but I'm sure they're working behind the scenes to kind of fix that up. So yeah, real quick, I've actually been playing the game. I've actually gotten to level 3 and I'm still kind of going through there. So the learning curve is steep for someone like me, casual gamer that's usually on a console. But other than that, it is a bit challenging, but it is rewarding when you kind of beat the level. So I just thought I'd throw that into the mix. Anyway, let's get back into the video. So the fact is, when it comes down to Dark Odyssey, I'm super bullish. I like the concept, I love the team, and I love the play to mint aspect of it. This kind of ticks all the boxes when it comes down to what a degen actually wants in a project, because if you want a long-term project and a long-term hold, this is something that kind of ticks those boxes, because the people that are in this project are going to be in it for the long term. They're not going to be in it for the flip, because if you've got time to kind of grind through, beat that and mint it, you're not just going to kind of flip it for a quick profit, you're going to hold on to it. So that's why I'm bullish on that project. Now, the next project that I'm pumped for is Clementines Nightmare. Same deal, they joined in September 2021. And I actually came across this because my boy Dante actually hooked me up with the alpha to actually get into this, and then actually hooked me up so I could ask some questions to the actual team, because I'm quite interested in it. If you want to actually check out Dante's channel, you can check it out up there, subscribe to him, great channel. Now, when it comes down to Clementines Nightmare, it's very kind of in the early stages of this, which is really, really good, because this is the kind of thing where it means that you'll be able to get onto a whitelist and actually kind of get into this project if you want. Now, how do you get into something like Clementines Nightmare Discord? What you'll do is you'll actually have to follow them on Twitter, put on the alerts, and like you can see here, they've got a Discord code. So that's how it'll work. The Discord's tight, it's nice and friendly. So that's why this is a great call to actually get this project onto a whitelist and sort of get in and mint it. Now, what makes me bullish about this project and where it's kind of going is the direction that the devs are actually taking and the mentality that they're actually taking. So when I asked them what games they had worked on before, because this is an NFT game, they said, out of our founding team, one has been in crypto since 2015 and the other has been in crypto since Bitcoin started. The team is very experienced and have worked on a vast number of games. To mention a few, the whole Call of Duty franchise, Assassin's Creed, Angry Birds, and much more. And then they go on to say that they've got 35 people on the team that are in charge of game development currently, and the same team have worked on other well-known titles. Now look, the team behind Clementines Nightmare isn't just a bunch of dudes, they're actually organized. It's actually Pixelated Inc. that are the company behind it. And you can kind of see some of the artwork that they've done here. Now what you'll also notice is that on the bottom of these promotional images, copyright Pixelated Inc. And then when we have a look at their website, it's just this, nothing much else to kind of go by, but at least you kind of know that there is a structure and it's not just a random bunch of people. So then I asked how NFTs would be incorporated into the game, and they say that the NFTs will actually unlock special stuff in the game, and actually the Genesis collection will give you a little bit more. And then when it came down to the play to earn aspect, I was actually curious to see how it would be implemented in the game and how it will kind of work. And what they said was the game is absolutely free to play and there are no fees anywhere, period. We want gamers to be able to monetize the amount of effort and hours they put in the game. Our main focus isn't blockchain, it's gaming. And hopefully we can introduce tens of millions of people to interacting with the blockchain for the first time. Not because of a catch, but to trade their assets and trade the in-game currency they have earned. No one's really done it before to a scale, and we think it needs to be done. Now, the little nuanced thing here is they say that their focus isn't blockchain and their focus is gaming, and they're incorporating NFTs into the game because it will assist in expanding what they want to do. And that is a big thing. If someone comes into a gaming project wanting to heavily focus on blockchain stuff, then it's not really about gaming. If they come in focused about gaming, then the blockchain stuff can assist getting to where they want to be with the gaming, then that is a green flag. So that's why I kind of got really excited when we started to have these types of conversations. So then I wanted to kind of know when they were kind of thinking about kind of releasing the game and the release structure of what they wanted to do, because I feel like that is a very good question to kind of know when you are investing in a project. And what they said is they said that they're actually going to, their end goal is to get into mobile gaming. So they want to eventually, as the last step, go mobile so they can kind of access anyone that has a smartphone to kind of play the game and get into the ecosystem. Now I know that mobile gaming gets a lot of hate, but it's very smart from a gaming perspective, because if they can actually make that work, it then kind of helps out across kind of bringing awareness of the actual game and the NFTs itself, because people will be able to kind of play it anywhere at any point in time. But what they did say is they said that in the first few steps, while kind of Web3 and all of that kind of tech actually catches up, but first they're just going to be dropping on PC, and they're going to have two different modes. They're going to have a story mode and a battle mode. So when it comes down to it, Dark Odyssey and Clementine's Nightmare are two projects that, if you're into gaming NFTs, are well worth the look at. They're the kinds of projects that you need to jump into the Discord, follow them on Twitter, because they're still early enough that you may be able to kind of catch those whitelists quite easier compared to something that's a little bit bigger, and you will be able to kind of ask the devs and the teams questions to kind of get the answers that you want, because when it comes down to it, the teams are strong, the concepts are strong, and when it comes down to a gaming NFT, I think the team has to be really strong for it to succeed, and these two projects have really strong teams. So overall, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and while you're down there, also hit up the like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.